Audi A1 2018 present. If you've ever been to a fancy restaurant, then you'll know that just because a meal is small doesn't mean that it'll be inexpensive. There are often too many fancy garnishes for that. The same can be applied to premium small cars, much like the Audi A1, because they come with expensive big car tech. Although the canny used car buyer can cheat the system somewhat by buying a second-hand one. Even though this is a small car, you can find some rather large and powerful engines in an A1. The top of the tree is 197 bhp 2-liter, found in the 40 TFSI, that's paired exclusively to a 6-speed automatic. But there are far more sensible options available, such as the 148 bhp 1.5-liter in the 35 TFSI, the 114 bhp 1-liter in the 30 TFSI, or the base engine 94 bhp 1-liter 25 TFSI. However, is it the tech that really sets the A1 apart from its rivals? Because even the entry-level SE model has super bright LED headlights, along with fancy sweeping indicators in the LED rear tail lights you see in bigger Audis. There's also a simplified 10.25-inch digital cockpit, 15-inch alloy wheels, a DAB radio, lane departure warning, automatic emergency braking, and a 8.8-inch touchscreen infotainment system with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Sport models have slightly larger 16-inch alloys, rear parking sensors, cruise control and sport seats in the front that also include manual lumbar support. S-Line comes in 4 different flavors, but the standard version has 17-inch alloys, sports suspension and some sportier exterior styling. S-Line Contrast Edition and S-Line Style Edition are mostly styling packages, but the S-Line Competition is the only way to get the most powerful 40 TFSI engine and adaptive dampers. The latter should be able to take the sting out of lumps and bumps on a really rough road when comfort mode is selected. As long as you stick with the standard suspension setup called dynamic and don't go for larger alloy wheels, the A1 is one of the smoothest riding small cars available. S-Line models have sports suspension as standard, and when combined with larger 18-inch wheels, some might find it to be unforgivably unforgiving at low speeds and on bumpy B roads. The payoff is that it keeps the body roll tightly in check during tight turns. Aside from the differences in suspension, every A1 has predictable steering that allows you to accurately place the car on the road, and it weights up in a consistent manner as you wind on more lock. Examples with minimal gearbox have a crisp beating point to the clutch, but the gear shift action is rather long and, whisper this, not as slick as it is in the cheaper Ford Fiesta, where the older A1 really fell short of the competition was for interior space, because while those up front were well catered for, the boot was small and rear passenger accommodation was tight at best. This current car is based on the Volkswagen Polo and Seat Ibiza, both of which are some of the roomiest small cars around, so it's no surprise to find that the A1 is a vast improvement on what went before. Your choice was increased further in 2020 with the launch of the A1 City Carver, a car that takes all that's good about the standard car and adds SUV-aping exterior body cladding and raised ride height. The vast majority of examples will still be within the official approved user-dealer network and should therefore still look like new. However, you can get some rather large alloy wheels on an Audi A1 that could be cured quite easily, so check the condition of the alloys and tires, because repairing them can be expensive. Check for any parking damage to the bumpers, because not all models have parking sensors to help you out. The interior does use some scratchy plastics on the doors, so watch out for any damage to the handle, particularly from people who wear rings. This present A1 hasn't thrown up any major issues yet, but some have found that S-Tronic automatic gearbox to be a tad jerky when pulling away from a junction or merging onto a roundabout. In our experience, this is common to vast majority of Audi models that use this gearbox. The latest A1 didn't feature in our most recent reliability survey, but the previous model always scored well, although in the last survey it finished in 20th place in the city and small car class. Audi as a brand finished in 20th place out of 31 manufacturers. Most people will find that their needs will be more than catered for with the 115 bhp 1-liter 30 TFSI petrol because of its flexibility and low running costs. If you can do without the sportier looks of some of the S-Line models, then the sport trim has all the equipment you really need. Look at any advert you read for a mention of the technology pack, because that will mean your car has the larger infotainment system and the Audi's excellent virtual cockpit system fitted to it. Our favorite Audi A1 30 TFSI Sport. Well, if you are the owner of this car, then please describe the problem that you had to face during the operation of the car. Perhaps it is your feedback that will help viewers when choosing a car. That's it for today. Thanks everyone for attention. It isn't much work for you to subscribe to the channel. See you soon.